I'm not going to talk until this song is over.
Welcome to the Helping Friendly podcast pre-show hang for night 3 in Noblesville, Indiana. What are we listening to, you ask? We are listening to John Cage's As Slow as Possible. Potentially the slowest song ever written.
Longest,
In the future.
perhaps.
The future we are all staring down. How is everyone doing out there as we get ready for the tour finale of this spring 2022 tour? Night 3, Sunday night.
Woo! Never miss a Sunday show.
Never. Here we all meet again, hyped for the final night of this mini tour. We are too, Shermith. We're hyped that you are hanging with us. You've been a loyal listener. Thank you for hanging. Jonathan, Megan, how are you two doing?
I'm great. I had like a nice Sunday. I did some spring cleaning, some yard work, made some food.
I did all of that too.
Yeah, that's what you do.
I was involved in food. I did some gardening on someone else's garden. I read a book on the patio porch. What's the thing on the porch?
That's nice.
Yeah, that was very chill. And I got a beer.
There we go.
Perfect. I've sworn off alcohol for a little bit. I mean, probably
until
like
next time.
Days, until probably like a few days. Nothing impressive like you, Brian, but I went hard this weekend, so it's time to just like pump the brakes a little bit.
I seek not to impress. I seek to just exist in the space I need to exist in. But I appreciate
You're still impressive. You're still impressive.
This is what I do.
Even if you don't try.
Even if you don't try.
Kind of good.
I mowed the lawn. I trimmed the edges, cleaned up our yard. It's really, really nice. It was very cathartic. I listened to an excellent podcast with David Voltz and whatever that guy is on MSNBC, Chris Hayes, I think his name is. It was an excellent conversation about the current state of our country and where we may be going. I don't know. They don't know, but I felt a little bit better at the end of it.
They used the words hell or hand basket, perhaps?
That was at least implied. There was a lot of, I am actually kind of scared right now. And I don't know why more people aren't scared. But, we're here to talk about fish. We're here to talk about fish. We're here to feed the ducks. Right? We're here to feed the ducks on a Sunday night.
What is that?
Just like this. Just throwing some bread out. Just hanging out with the ducks. Look at Megan going. I love it.
Sprinkling in the lawn.
Yep.
I'm just envisioning 1995 Megan at Deer Creek right now, just ready to roll, sprinkling the lawn. That was the era of sprinkling, lawn mowing, all that.
Oh, yeah.
I made a really nice cream sauce for a pasta that we're going to serve this evening with some salmon, which I was really excited about. Did that while listening to the second set from Alabama, night 1, 527, which remains to this point in tour. We'll see what happens tonight, but that remains my favorite set of tour to this point in time. Either of you have alternative, or how do you feel?
I haven't gone back and re-listened to anything that wasn't the previous night, so
God damn it.
Same.
I got stuff to do, man. I'm trying to make a whole other podcast that I'm neglecting.
Yeah, I got a few of those. I get you. I feel you.
I got music coming in.
I gotta say, I liked last night a lot.
Yeah,
I don't think it was my favorite of the run, but I really did like it.
I think last night will ultimately fall in the underrated category.
Yes. Agree with that completely.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be one of those shows that kind of end up being my favorite shows. Mm-hmm. That like in 7 or 8 months, someone's going to post on Twitter, hey, this was really good. And you're going to go back and be like, you know what? Like totally out of context to the tour. This is a really, really good fish show. Not saying in the context it's not, but like when you just hear it in isolation, you're like, wow,
Mhm.
it's a really good show without like the pressure of what happened the night before, what happened the night
Right.
after.
Yeah.
I like that. There's good stuff there. Shermith here hanging with us says, Fast Enough for You would be hilarious as an opener tonight, although Punch You in the Eye is a call I have on my Fingo card. You know
Yeah.
what was not on my Fingo card? A Wave of Hope going almost 20 minutes and being one of the most enjoyable and just gorgeous jams of the year.
I'd call that unexpected.
Totally unexpected. I love that. How are we feeling ahead of Sunday Night Fish? Where are we at? If you were in the
Good.
lot right now, where would we be at?
Oh,
Oh,
shit, man! I'd be
God.
inside. I just can't. I can't anymore. With you know, I don't drink that much. I don't drink at shows. I don't. And I would have worn myself out wandering the lots the past couple days. So it would have been more of like find the friends. Let's go inside. If we're on the lawn, we definitely want to go inside, post up early, and just be ready. Have a big floppy hat and keep the sun off, and just wait. Maybe lay back like I did in '95 and explode clouds with my mind until it's time for a Fish concert.
I love that image. It's such a good image of you. I can
So
totally
very
picture
real.
that. I can totally.
This is something we haven't explored as a group yet. So you, Jonathan, get slightly stressed out going into Fish shows. Is that
I need
correct?
to be on time. I mean, you
Mm.
remember the one show that we went to together. We met up with, in context of a lot of other people,
Yeah.
and most of those other people were impossible to keep on track as we were
Oh, God.
theoretically heading
Oh.
to the concert.
That's
And
stressful.
so
That's
we
stressful.
just kept going.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I'm just
Yep.
like, it's cool. I think more than once I've been in Merriweather with friends and been like, put my chair in the car. All right, y'all.
I'm going
I
in.
go into shows alone a lot.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
I'm right there with you. Megan, are you like this? Do you get stressed out, or are you the like, we can have one more beer? Like where do you fall?
I kind of fall somewhere in between. I come in with a lot of energy pre-show. I'm like vibing up. I got like fun sunglasses on. I'm ready to like see my friends, take, lots of photos. And then we want to hit lot. We want to get a grilled cheese. We want to have like a sour beer. We want to like feel the vibes. I want to pretend that it's 1995 and I'm 18 and life is just carefree and glorious. And I like to usually go in, about the same time every night. So I kind of have my plan. I'm also kind of concert mom. I'm always the one with the tickets. I'm always the one with everything else you need. So I've kind of got to be in charge a little bit of like timing everything, but I've got it down pretty good. But we like to go in. I like to go in, find my spot, see friends, connect, grab a drink. Because we don't drink during the shows anymore. This is our new thing. But we'll have a drink before or a few. And then, yeah, I want to make sure I know like where I'm going to dance and that everyone around me knows like, this is my box. That's my vibe.
I am, unless I have a seat, like an assigned seat that I know I can walk straight to,
Mhm.
and that is my spot. And I say this really only at Dick's, because Dick's is where I see the most Fish shows that I see. I turn into something of a drill sergeant
I like
because
that.
we have a very
go.
elaborate setup. It's time to go. We get into the lot at 3:00 when lot doors open, and we're set up. We've got a nice assortment of appetizers and drinks and anything you could need. And everyone kind of does their shakedown loop, and then they come back, and another one. My buddy Sam always has a kite going so that people know where to find us. But doors open at 6:00, and I want to be in line at 5:30 at the very latest.
Mhm. That sounds
So
right.
5:00, we're cleaning up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what you're describing, Jonathan, that like, hey, I've got to bring all of you people together. That is
will do it.
like, I can't help
I've
myself because
given
I
it
want
up.
everyone to be together. Because the other thing
You
is,
have to leave
at
people
Dick-
sometimes. Like, do some people-
I will leave people. I'm sorry. If you know how to find me, if you
Yeah.
text me before the show starts, I will look at my phone. So
See, I really identified with the movie Saving Private Ryan. Like, we're going in. We're going back for the last person.
You're not gonna leave any man out. I like
We're
it.
not. No man gets left behind. But it's to my detriment because it's just a lot of stress piled on
yeah,
for
no,
like
I'm just,
45 minutes, and then we get into our seats, and we have to reserve 4 rows halfway in. We all want, need to have some space. And once we're all settled, I'm good at that point.
So
I'm
do they have
just
seats? You go into the seats at Dick's. Is it all GA?
So it's 2 split GA sections. The seats are all GA and then the
Oh,
floor is all GA. And you can't access the floor unless you have a floor ticket.
okay.
I've done the floor once. My wife's really short. I'm not super tall. I have admitted at earlier points in my life that I just like having a seat.
Yeah, I get it.
And I want there's a really good section at Dick's where you get great sound, great sight lines, great
Mm.
access to food and bathrooms, and a lot of cool walk-in space, and you just got to get to it. Uncle Jemima here says all my friends and girlfriend are lollygaggers getting in, and it
Oof.
stresses me the F out.
I feel you.
my friends can party and do whatever they want. They are theoretical grown-ups, and I will see them later.
I love
Like
that. Do they
I
find you in the show, or are you cool to
yeah,
just
sometimes, or we find each other or whatever. Like
Yeah.
if you've ever, and I know you guys haven't, but anybody out there who's run into me at MSG, 9 times out of 10, I'm with people in theory. I'm staying with good friends. They're coming to the shows, but you'll find me in the concourse or whatever, having a beer or talking with somebody pre-show. It's not the person I came with or I'm staying with or sitting with. Just hanging. We'd run into hey, nice to see you too, and then I go to my seat, and about half the time I've got tickets with friends, another half I'm just have one ticket,
Just kicking it.
and
Yeah.
I'm just and it's hopefully good, and I'm just making new friends.
That's
So
awesome.
I like that.
I
I like
may
that
just show
vibe.
up and sit down next to you at MSG, and I'll say hi. That's my threat to everybody.
Yeah.
I like Kevin Hogan's comment here. I sit for most shows. Kevin Hogan is a fan I want to see a show with because I think we're on very similar lines of appreciation and criticism, and I think it'd be the
Mm.
big moments would be cool to see his reaction to, even though if
Shout
he's
out,
sitting down.
shout out to Kevin and our good friends at the Wook
Yes.
Plus scene.
Good dudes.
So, good dudes.
I think Wook Plus is on lot right now.
They're
doing some stuff.
partying
Oh,
on lot, or they're
awesome.
probably wrapping up by now, right? But then they
Yeah.
do a post-show thing. So if you guys
That's
know how to
amazing.
find them, and I'm in bed or going
Yeah.
there. So good luck
They're-
and power to them.
I'm so impressed.
They bring the post-show vibe to the virtual world in a very, very authentic way, and I have mad respect for it. I'm making a mental note. We're gonna have to get in contact with the Wook Plus crew for Dick's this year because we got a lot going on.
Yeah,
And we need to
make sure we
cross those
intersect.
paths like we did for the MSG shows.
That's cool.
All this started. The worst experience I've ever had at a fish show was 6/19/2010. We'd come from Hartford, and they closed out with 2 Tweezer reprises, a double reprise encore. And I just knew they're going to open tomorrow night with Tweezer reprise. I just had it. It was a gut feeling. I've never been right about much, but I was right about this. I was posting it everywhere. I was telling my brother-in-law and my wife about this. And we get to SPAC, and everyone's warning me, the SPAC lawn is the worst. Oh my God, it's so terrible. And I was like, cool, we should probably go in early. I like going in early. Let's just go in early, And my wife gets a call from her then close friend, not very good friend right now, not a very good person long term, as you will all realize in this story. This is why I sold her off.
Oh, man.
But she said, wait for us before you go in. We want to get a spot with you. And we're waiting, and like the line is just like it's people in, and I start hearing the waves of cheers. They're coming. Oh no, they're not coming on yet. Like what that
you
happens.
mean when the guitar
at, like, a
tech
really good
walks
show.
out?
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "Oh my God!" And finally, we hear a sustained cheer, and I'm like, "They're coming on stage."
Oh my God.
And then we hear, and I was like angry the entire show. I could not get myself out of headspace of what I missed. They even closed the
They
show with
closed
Tweezer
with it
Reprise.
too.
And I was like, I still couldn't. And I said to my wife, I said, look, we're never, ever walking into a show late again. I'm just, that's all I ask. I get to do like, I've seen 82 Fish shows. What am I going to probably see like 120 when this whole thing is over? Like 120 nights out of my life. We are not missing another opening show.
Not gonna be late.
And she's on board with me on that. She got it. We are no longer friends with that girl.
Yeah.
Right on.
Cut her out.
That's all it takes. In my
You're
household.
a theoretical adult.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Get yourself into the show. I'm going now if you want to come.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would probably have trouble with anybody doing that. I mean, like, you know, people have life
I would not be cool either.
emergencies and stuff, and I
No.
get that. And like, I'm here for my people in true emergencies.
Yeah.
But if you just can't get your shit together to show up and walk into the show on time, come on, man. Don't drag me down.
Well, and just text and be like, I'm not going to make it. Head in.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, if you're going to make somebody ask, somebody to wait for you, you got to be on time. That's not cool.
Especially when you know that the first Tweezer Reprise opener since 11/9/95 is coming. Like, come on, people.
I mean, come on.
Get it right.
Speaking of which, do we have time for one more beer? No, I'm just kidding.
Drink it while you walk. Let's go.
Yeah.
I had a question for you guys. I'm not going to ask because I think this diversion we've gone down in terms of how we get into the shows. It makes me think one thing that, like, I feel like I knew before this, but I'd love to see a show with you guys. You know what I'm saying?
So much. So
I think
much.
we get it. I think we get it.
So much.
So tonight is, Kevin Hogan says, I like a man who is always early. Read the rest
It's
of
never
that.
late. Oh, that's a
my
thinker
God.
right there, Kev.
I'm so on board with it.
I got halfway into that. And, all right. So last night of tour, repeats are back on the table.
Totally.
They could just play all of last night in reverse. I would love to see the reaction
The
of
reverse.
Or at half tempo.
Now, what did you watch the reverse video from the Sirius
No, I haven't seen
XM
it.
thing?
It's so
Oh
funny.
man,
I pulled
I
it
think
up.
I thought I texted it to you guys. Yeah, you got to watch that. And they're trying to identify songs that are being played to them backwards, and they're like, oh, "This is better than anything we've got." It's great. It's pretty funny.
So good.
Very
Oh,
worth
that's
watching.
good. That's
Um,
good. What should we go around and do some
Pick
pick
fives.
fives here?
Pick fives.
Meg,
You got
well, last night we had 3 correct answers out of 15.
I mean, that's pretty
I
good.
picked Split Open and Melt. Jonathan picked Runaway Jim. RJ picked Drift While You're Sleeping.
Mm.
Megan, what do you got?
Okay, so I think Tweezer's coming tonight. I think it's coming tonight.
I'm right there.
I don't know. I mean, maybe these would both come, which would be pretty crazy, but I think Bowie's going to happen tonight. And I think maybe it'll be like a Jonathan Hart Bowie.
Have you been looking at my
Right?
notes?
You have the same ones.
Let's see.
We'll see. I also was thinking maybe Fee. We haven't heard that in a while.
Mm.
That might be kind of
Nice.
fun. I like a Fee Deer Creek. That's like a good vibe, I feel like.
Good
we haven't
sunny
heard Rift.
first set.
Sunny first set, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Rift,
Mhm.
and maybe a Rocking Ghost.
Rocking Ghost.
Nice.
I like that. I like
Nice.
that. So what do we have? Hold on. I want to
Yeah,
do what
put it out
RJ's been
here.
doing. Read these
Okay.
again.
Okay, Tweezer, Bowie, Rift, Fee, Ghost.
Thanks for all the one-word songs. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Jonathan, what do you got?
Mine aren't all one word, but you can abbreviate appropriately.
You can do this.
So I've got Bowie first on my list. I think that if they come out and play the David Bowie that I've been calling for, you know the one.
Yes.
A lot of people out there on Fish Twitter will have to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that would be
About
such a
everything.
And that would be
About
really
everything.
funny.
About everything.
But also it would be really great to hear that music. So
be like a
Fast
double
Enough
win.
for You.
Yeah. He's so
Fast
good.
Enough for You. I think it's got it. Come on.
Come on.
If anyone is on the internet in the fish world right now, they should play Fast Enough for You.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah, I
that'd be a
mean,
great.
people would die.
But first, here's how it really should go down. And we talked about this afternoon about like writing a set list, and I didn't write a whole set list, but they should play Tweezer.
Mhm.
That's also on my pick 5. And Tweezer should come back around to Tweezer and end with the sort of slow down breakdown that Tweezer properly ends with, like
Oh,
in the
no.
album and in the old days,
Yeah.
and then go into Fast Enough for You.
That'd be a real mind fuck. I like it, Jonathan.
Be amazing. They
That's
should
good.
pay me.
Yeah.
Ginseng Sullivan, I'm calling that again because someday they'll
Mhm.
play it. And Sleeping Monkey,
Ooh.
because Tweezer Reprise is too obvious a call. So,
Well, they'll probably do them both.
well, yes. That's implied, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like that list.
It's a really good
I
list,
love
Jonathan.
the Fast Enough for You.
It'd be better if
in
they
there.
actually do it.
It would be really, really good if they do it. I am writing out my list right now before I read it, and I'm realizing that I put a lot of non-single word songs.
That's a you problem, bro.
Yeah.
Me problem. All right, so I am going to be the third person here to say Tweezer. I just feel they played
Now
a
it's
great
a lock to
version.
not happen.
I know, right? They
Yeah.
played a great version last week, and if repeats are off the table, why not just go back to a song that just works seemingly every time? We got a really unique version of this next song at the forum, and I would love to hear them play it either the way they played it at the forum or the normal way, because this song is beautiful. Waiting All Night, one of my favorite
Oh, God, I love that song.
favorite songs.
Love that
Oh my
song
God.
so much. Oh my
So
God.
good.
So beautiful.
We haven't heard from the professor of life in some time, and I would love to hear some ass handed from Mr. Jonathan Fishman. We talked about this morning. I would love to hear the inner reaches of Outer. I want to hear some more Sci-Fi Soldiers songs emerge, and that was one of my favorites from that set. And then my last one is a cover, and it is one of my favorite. It's my favorite Fish cover, Rock and Roll. Let's get a
Nice.
rock and roll, big old rock and roll.
I
Shout out.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh,
No,
I
go
want to
ahead.
offer RJ's pick 5.
Oh,
New
Please.
song.
yeah. All caps.
And that's all I got. RJ's calling new song.
New song. Right. Well, if it's not called new song, I'm going to be upset. But
Ooh, I hope it's really called New Song.
couple
It's not.
suggestions from listeners here. Uncle Jemima, Tweezer incoming. We feel
Clearly,
that.
we agree.
that negates what we all said, so now it will be played again. Shermith hoping for a raging Karini, and
Don't see
Bowie's
why
on
you
my
wouldn't.
card as well. Cinnamon, Weak Paw,
Mm.
Mercury.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've been thinking that's been on my pick 5 all week, but I took it off tonight, which means they'll probably play it. But I agree.
Yeah.
Lawn Boy,
I think that's a fair
Sally.
bet. Or maybe a some. Let's talk about this for a second. Paige has to sing something tonight. What's it going to be? Is
That's
it going to be a
true.
Lawn Boy? Is it going to be a Tila?
I've been
Ooh.
around a
Saw a
while.
great Tila in
Ooh.
that place one time.
Yeah, we did.
I
Oh
threw
my
it down a
God.
while,
Yeah.
and the town threw down a new Page song I'd love to hear would be
Most events aren't planned.
yeah, I'd love to have them return to that like we were talking about after the Charleston show. Give that a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that song.
Yeah, I would love to hear some Frankie Says as well.
Absolutely.
I want to post a question as to be our last segment here. Cinnamon keeps coming to us with great questions. And I think this is an interesting one. I have an answer in my head, but I want to know if you guys have this. Cornell 77, extremely famous Grateful Dead show that really kind of showcases them in a very specific moment. And like, if you just need a caption of who the Grateful Dead is, it's a great entry point, but it doesn't tell you everything. But obviously heavily traded. Do you guys think that Fish has an equivalent show
It's
to
the Crest
this?
Theater show. Follow Me to
That's an
Gamehenge,
interesting answer.
bootleg, widely
yeah.
circulated. excellent performance from the band. Captures perfectly a moment in the band and a lot of aspects of who they are, or at least who they were at that time.
I would
Cressida
think
or
listening to the
or
Island
Bomb
Tour.
Factory.
Bomb Factory Island Tour.
Mhm.
That's a good one because that like showcases jammy Fish but tight Fish, which you get
Mhm.
in Cornell. You get that Scarlet Fire that's like it gets out there, but it's also still that dancing. Like they're still connected to a groove. I always go Red Rocks 94, 6/11/94.
It's
Just
fair.
because that was a show that like when I first started listening to Fish, I felt was just like this ubiquitous tape that like everybody offered me.
Mhm.
And it had every song I would ever want to hear in one show. It was like it was like here's a sampler pack. If you want to get into Fish, listen to this show and you'll get into Fish.
See, that tape didn't exist when I got into Fish because it hadn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So
Thank
Same.
you.
Like,
I feel it in the sense
I mean,
like
it's not a
everyone I've
bad
ever
call.
yeah.
Looking back from here, obviously, no, that's a strong call.
You got
I
some
think,
fans out there.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Frankenstein, nice pull
Nice
for a
good.
Page song.
Ooh, one of my
from Joe
favorite Page
Schooling
songs.
there.
Frankenstein. Home. That's a great
Home would
Page
be-
song. Really cool
Mm.
jam segment in that. That would be awesome if they
Play that. I got it.
Yeah.
That's a great tune.
Redact this entire episode. Let's just play Home. Play Home.
I like it.
Minute.
Because like in the 80s, if you were getting into the Grateful Dead, like Cornell 77 was one of your first shows, right?
Well, there was the
Mhm.
audience tape that circulated. The Betty board didn't properly circulate until the 80s, like late 80s or whatever. But when I got
didn't
into
know
the
that
Grateful
part.
Dead in the
That's
late
interesting.
80s, I got that tape.
Got it. Mhm.
Veneta also though. So I had, there were a handful of great tapes. Cornell was good, but like it was never in my early tape trading days the tape that I was like, you gotta hear this. For
Interesting.
me, it was more likely to be like 52673 Kezar Stadium, or the Louisville 74. Yeah. So, or like 101368. Just absolute perfect Dark Star situation for that era.
Vintage Dead.
Real like primal gooey shit.
9/21/72 was the show that got me. That was it. Dick's Picks 36.
It's almost
That
a
was
month
it.
too late, but it'll do.
It'll do. Well, let's see how we're going to take ourselves out. Should Night Driving do it? We are going to break here to go turn on our webcast, hang out, watch set 1 of the tour finale from Deer Creek, and we'll be back in 2 hours or so to recap whatever happened in set 1.
Ish. I just want to shout out Matthew Bro's late entry to the Pick 5 list up here. That's a nice looking Punch You in the Eye, No Quarter, Mercury Vultures, and Velvet Sea. Very cool. Very
Velvet,
cool.
good call. Yeah, really. These are good.
Y'all are good.
I feel
at
like
start a podcast.
when was the last when was the last Mercury? I want to look this up before we go because
It was a long time ago because I looked it up. I think it was a while ago. I
the
looked
last
it up.
one was 12/31/21, but before that it was 10/15/21. They've played it, and before that was 9/4/21. They've played it only 3 times in the last 10 months. We need another Mercury. Yeah. Let's do it. Joel Schooling says, passing through. Wow.
Trey says no. All right.
Trey says no. We will see you all in about 2 hours. Have a great first set. Enjoy.
Rock out.
Yeah. Can't wait to see what the dudes have in store. Peace.
Bye, y'all.